Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm a physics student at the University of Oxford. Over the past year, I've recorded a collection of interviews with some of my friends from both Oxford and Cambridge about a number of topics, including the application process and lives at the two universities. This video is the first in a series about applying to Oxbridge, and in particular, aims to give some advice about the initial decisions you'll have to make before you begin your application. But without further ado, here's the first question.
The first thing you should consider, I think, should be your course. When I looked at the courses, compared the courses for maths at Oxford and Cambridge, I preferred the content of the maths course at Cambridge. I felt like it was more versatile and it suited me better, and so from then on I was set on Cambridge really. At the time I wasn't set on doing maths, I was still sort of like dancing around maths, engineering, physics, and Cambridge offered a maths with physics option. So that appealed to me a lot more than maths with computer science or maths with stats or...
So for me at least, it was very easy to decide between Oxford and Cambridge because Oxford offers straight physics, whereas Cambridge only offer the natural sciences system, where in the first year I'll probably be taking 4 subjects, maths, physics, probably chemistry and earth sciences or materials science, and it would have focused in more over the next few years, whereas I prefer to just study physics from the start, and that's why I decided to apply to Oxford and not Cambridge.
Oxford's easier to get into because I would have had to apply for natural sciences, which maybe I would have got into, maybe not.
I think we had a speaker in who talked about how so many people apply to university thinking they'll be interested in one thing, but after the first year they realise that their passion really lies somewhere else, and natural sciences does give you that flexibility. But again, for us, hopefully we'll be happy with what we do.
Yeah. I looked at the rankings online, and Cambridge is first, Oxford is second for maths, so I was just like, I just went straight for Cambridge. But obviously the Oxford maths course is very strong as well.
And also Cambridge was top for maths, Oxford was second. So.
Yeah, I mean, if that matters to you, yes.
Don't take the rankings too seriously. If one's first and one is second, there's not a huge difference between them.
Also, another thing you could think about is Oxford and Cambridge have different values in terms of the application process. So Oxford apparently value GCSEs more than Cambridge do, whereas Cambridge value AS levels and especially the module marks, especially for maths.
Maths especially,
So maybe if you have great GCSEs and not as great module marks, you might be slightly more clever to apply to Oxford. And finally, I would recommend going to the open days for the two universities because there is quite a significant atmosphere difference in Oxford and Cambridge. From my opinion, Oxford was definitely more of a city and that sort of ambience, whereas Cambridge is a bit more small, quieter, more countryside, more fields.
I don't like Cambridge as a city compared to Oxford. Certainly, it's smaller and not so much city-like.
Yeah. And I think after not getting into Cambridge, I then visited Oxford, saw how nice it is, and I was like, why not apply here?
I'd probably recommend choosing it for more pragmatic reasons, like accommodation, en-suites, location, size of the year, and possibly atmosphere like that, rather than trying to think, either it'll be easy to get into this college because not many science students apply, or I like this tutor's area of expertise, so I'll apply so I can have better conversations with them, because who knows, they might leave.
The reason why I applied to Jesus College was the accommodation looked nice. I had a chance to go into the college a number of times. I really liked the ambience. The fields were pretty, everything was nice, and the location was also very, very good because it was literally in the centre. It was in Sainsbury's, not too far. Literally, this was Jesus College. On one side was the city, on the other side was the countryside. So if you wanted to go for a run in the morning, the countryside was there. If you wanted to go into the city to buy some provisions, the city was right there. So it was very, very nice. But in the end, I got relocated to Fitzwilliam College. Never been there, but I hope it would be nice.
So the reason I applied to Lincoln is because, firstly, I looked through all the different colleges. One of the things I prioritised was making sure it provided accommodation for all 3 years, because that's something worth looking at. Some colleges here, you get guaranteed accommodation for first year, but then you have to go find your own accommodation after that.
And that could be a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and that could be a lot more expensive. So that was one of the things here. But then I came to visit on the open days, and it's such a beautiful place. and the people are just really friendly.
Lincoln.
Yeah. So I just thought this is the place.
I was an open applicant because my reasoning was basically, it was pretty silly reasoning, but I thought like if I think too much about which college to apply to, if I do like the cross-referencing, I'll just jinx myself from getting in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a good way of thinking about it, but in the end I think I've landed on my feet at Lincoln. It's a small college, but it's the most central, like the most
It
central,
is the most
which
central.
I've
Perfect.
learned to love, because at most it's like 4-minute walk away to anything you want.
Yeah.
So when like you have to do like a 10-minute walk, it feels like, oh my god, that's far away.
Yeah, literally.
The people definitely are nice, and because it's small, it means that you always bump into people in college. Whereas some of the more impressive looking colleges with like the massive gardens,
You don't see people that much.
yeah, you can literally walk like from like your room like or to your lectures and back and like be completely alone because it's such a massive quad or gardens or whatever. I think libraries, like in hindsight, that is a really like underrated part of like choosing a college, because like if it's a nice library, you will spend a lot of your time there, and it can make you a lot happier whilst you work.
Yeah.
So I looked at maybe 9 colleges. I really looked around, and for chemistry, I really thought about Keble, which is a very popular one because it's so close to the chemistry department.
Yeah,
it's like
7
50
meters,
metres
yeah.
or so. So that was a big contender, and Brasenose is very popular as well. Why I chose Lincoln, I felt it was very supportive. I wasn't necessarily in the best place at the time of applying, so I was quite keen to go to a place that was almost famed for being sort of close-knit, supportive, friendly, and that sort of thing, which Lincoln is renowned for, and it is. I agree.
Yeah,
it's lived up to that. It's very central. I mean, I think it's actually in the geographical centre of Oxford. Guaranteed accommodation is again good, and it's got a pretty good reputation when it comes to chemistry.
Yeah.
I think all 6 chemists last year got first.
Really?
In my case, I thought I'd be doing computer science at university up until about year 11, when I found from lots of YouTube spirals, watching people like Veritasium, Vsauce, and some of those Walter Lewin lectures that I found before, that I really was interested in physics and the way things worked. And again, I found that there was actually quite a surprising amount of computer science in physics courses at university.
At one point I considered computer science and physics, because they're kind of related to maths. But in the end, I didn't enjoy physics A-level as much, and I tried a bit of programming, but I decided in the end.
Yeah.
Chemistry's got better graduate prospects.
Okay.
It's more open, I feel, than material science. Less specific. Like, you could do more material stuff with a chemistry degree, but you couldn't go back out.
That was me as well. I was choosing between computer science and physics, and I thought physics you can easily do computer science, but computer science is quite like specific. You can't really do the other way around.
I actually looked into chemical engineering. It turns out it's just engineering.
Yeah.
And then look into a bit of chem.
Yeah.
Like gases and fluids rather than actual chemistry.
Yeah.
So that's what put me off that. But if you're more mathsy, maybe you could look into that.
I think if you know you want to do something like medicine really early on, I'd say a good time to know is year 10, because then you have that year 10 summer to do medicine work experience, and then all the consecutive summers. Whereas if you only decide to do medicine, say in year 12, then you really don't have that much time to get experience. A good time to decide is probably by about halfway through year 12, I think, because then you have that entire summer to sort of dedicate yourself to one subject, because you don't want to be sort of half-heartedly doing a personal statement for a subject you're not entirely sure you want to do.
Thanks for watching. It's worth noting that all the interviewees in this video were science students, but I'm hoping to produce a follow-up video which includes some humanities students too. Feel free to like and subscribe, and post any ideas for other video topics in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.